to another edition of the Verde Valley Experience. I'm your host, Jennifer Cohen. Thank you so much for joining us today. So many exciting things are happening all around the Verde Valley in the next coming weeks. And as the weather finally begins to cool off and the leaves begin to change colors, you're really going to want to get out and enjoy all the things that the Verde Valley has to offer. Colleen Gilboy, director of the Verde Valley Fairgrounds, is in the studio today to discuss the third annual Verde Valley Fall Festival. It's awesome. So much fun. I love this. It's happening on October 24th at the fairgrounds, of course. So chock full of fun and excitement for all the ages. You will not want to miss this, so you're going to hear all the details about that. Our next guest will be Wendy Harford. This lovely lady has joined us to talk about Mannheim Gallery's Day of the Dead Juried Art Show, and that's coming up October 31st. It's a great way to enjoy art as a cultural exploration about life and death, and it's so interesting and full of history, so that's really cool. You're not going to want to miss that. And then we'll chat with Karen Murphy about the Prescott Center for the Arts Ghost Talks. So this is really cool if you haven't heard of this. Karen is the playwright and director for this year's Ghost Talks, Where Arizona Legends Come Alive. It's happening October 23rd and 24th, and is also way too much fun. And then President of the Astro Verde, astronomer J.D. Maddie will join us to discuss International Astronomy Day, which is coming up on October 17th. Plus, J.D. will fill us in on all the local star parties happening in Cottonwood and Clarkdale and what to look for right now in our autumn skies. Then we'll travel out to Connections Equine Therapy Center in Cornville. And we'll speak with director Andrea Baldwin. Through its partnership with horses, Connections Equine Therapy Program assists individuals with disabilities from children to adults, provides equine-assisted psychotherapy to improve the mental health and physical well-being, and equine-assisted learning to promote healthy communication, team building, and conflict resolution skills. Wow, you didn't know a horse could do all that, did you? You'll be amazed at all the things the folks at Connections are doing for the health and well-being of our residents here in the Verde Valley, so it's very, very interesting. And we'll finish up our show today with the performance of our favorite local musician, PK Gregory. PK just released a new album called 4 Chords and a Damn Lie, and he'll perform a few of his one-of-a-kind songs right here in the studio, brand new release, so stick around, you'll want to hear that. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got Colleen Gilboy in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for bringing the decorations.
No problem.
This is gorgeous. I love this. I'm going to have to change the theme now. We're going to have pumpkins.
This is our theme for the Fall Festival, and we're just so excited to bring a couple things out and get people excited about our event.
I know. So do tell us, Fall Festival. This is number 3.
This is our third one. It starts off, it's an arts and crafts festival. We have over 50 arts and crafts booths, inside and outside. Then we added some pumpkin chunkin'.
Oh.
So last year was our first year, and it was a huge hit. And so if you are a tinkerer and you want to build something, come on out, do it. It's a fun time. Kids in school, we had Camp Verde Rimrock. They built chunkers, and they chunked these pumpkins and bigger ones too.
Wow.
Yeah, all over the place, all over.
Huh. So you make some sort of thing that will throw a pumpkin.
Right, either a trebuchet, a catapult.
Wow.
We don't allow any air, so you can't do launching. But yeah, it's amazing.
Too fun.
It's really cool.
Wow.
And then we added last year the Family Fun Rodeo, which anybody can participate in, whether you have a horse or not. And so that's really cool. Anything from mutton busting, your younger kids.
Fun.
Oh my gosh.
I love watching that.
That, I had never seen that done.
No?
It was.
Oh, a scream.
Yes. I was like, I want to be that old.
I know.
I wish I could ride a sheep.
I know, totally.
We put them in a flak jacket, we put a helmet on them, and off they go. And it was a blast.
That's just so great. And you know the sheep love it, actually. You know,
I'm sure
they just have the best time. Watch
Bucking
this,
those kids off.
Oh, you just hear them laughing.
Yeah, it is so much fun. A great one for the adults is the rawhide race, where somebody rides a horse and then they pull on a person on a piece of rawhide around the arena and as fast as you can go. It's a timed race and it's a blast.
So it's like skimboarding powered by a horse over dirt.
In the dirt. Okay, so it's not quite like it,
Don't
but
you love that?
Yeah,
that's awesome. I would say I would do that in a heartbeat.
Me too. After
least
watching
once.
them last year, I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. They do the old-fashioned boot scramble and ribbon race, and there's just a ton of activities. So between the arena, then the arts and crafts, the pumpkin chuck, we have a tractor pull.
Fun.
We have wagon rides. It's just a fun day. And then throughout the whole day, there's performances. The square dancers are there. The Red Rock Posse are there doing shootouts. So, you know, we have the whole 9 yards. Oh, and then we have a pumpkin patch.
Oh, hello, just what you need.
Just what you need.
And then you also have more horses and mules involved.
I do. We're bringing back the second annual Draft Horse Day. Nice. And that one is November 14th from 10 to 3 at the fairgrounds. It's free admission. And I do have information if people want to contact them and get their own horses in. But we had it a year and a half ago, and it's an obstacle course for draft horses.
Wow.
Amazing.
Fun.
And they back them up and they make them go side. Yeah.
Wow.
I stay far back. They're large animals.
They're very large. Yeah, but it's amazing what they can do and what they can pull. To see that, that's pretty something.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, you got a lot going on at the fairgrounds, as always.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting. The things this fall are just adding up. We have a firefighters reunion coming up.
Wow.
All the firefighters are invited in October, and so it's just a great community location.
That is absolutely true. So the Fall Festival is happening on Saturday, October 24th from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Is there admission?
There's not an admission to come in.
There's no admission.
No, we want it to be open to all families. We really want, you can go shopping in the morning, ride a horse in the afternoon, buy a pumpkin, and then out. Some of the activities do have a very nominal cost. The mutton busting does, because we have to rent the sheep.
Sure. You have to rent the sheep.
We have to rent sheep.
I love that.
Things I never thought I would say.
Oh, excuse me, I gotta rent the sheep.
I gotta go rent a sheep. So, but yeah, we really try to make it good so families can come. Clubs and organizations have booths and are giving stuff away. Last year they did cotton candy and popcorn for free, just to come up and so you learn about the different clubs and organizations in the Verde Valley. Get involved in your community.
Wow, free admission and free food. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And then we have a food booth, and so we sell hamburgers and hot dogs, and so you can eat lunch. You don't have to leave. We have it all.
Wow. I know. That's so great. And this is only your third, too. How did you get it figured out so fast?
We had to.
Yeah.
We had 500 people the first year, and then we had 2,200 the second, and it was like,
oh my gosh.
Okay, so this year we're really excited, and we're more prepared for a larger crowd this year than we were last year.
Gosh, that'd be amazing if it doubles even again.
No, consistent numbers would be fine.
Okay, yes, that would be great. That's awesome. Now, how do you put this all together? Do you have volunteers?
We have a lot of great volunteers. The FFA programs help from the high schools. The PALS groups, which are the younger kids that are going into FFA when they're older, they help out. So these kids that are raising these animals, they come over. This is their way to give back to the community. And then also so you can learn what they have to go through.
Right.
But it's awesome. So volunteers, different clubs and organizations help us out with the scarecrow contest. Businesses are invited to purchase a scarecrow and build it right there as a way to promote their business, because we don't allow commercial business to sell, but they can display their items around their scarecrow.
Oh, how interesting.
And so then we have people who vote on the scarecrows, and there's prizes and that. So
how fun.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys really thought of everything. That's really cool.
Oh, I'm sure there's lots more, but 1 year at a time.
1 year at a time. Well, that's awesome. Well, the Fall Festival, you've got to get there. It's October 24th, which is a Saturday. It's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Free admission, free food giveaways. That's awesome. And then, of course, other foods and all kinds of fun and mutton busting and pumpkin chunkin'. And, oh, you can't miss it. That sounds like way too much fun. Now, if you want to go online, you can check it out at vvfair.com. vvfair.com. Very, very, very simple. Or give them a call, 928-634-3290. Thank you, Colleen. Appreciate you being here. Colleen Gilboy, let's give her a hand. This woman does so much for the Verde Valley through the fairgrounds. So thank you very much. We really appreciate you. And I will see you at the Fall Festival. Woohoo, woohoo. And don't go away, because we'll be right back.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're now here with Wendy Harford, who is the coordinator of the Day of the Dead art exhibit at the Mannheim Gallery on Main Street in Cottonwood. Very, very cool. And she's brought a guest.
I brought Copper Woman all the way from British Columbia, Canada.
Which is, she is very much in the Day of the Dead spirit. She looks quite dead herself.
She's actually in the spirit of First Woman, so she's actually the birth of humankind on the earth. But
wow. Very cool. But she'll play the game.
She'll
for
play,
today.
yeah.
And she's absolutely gorgeous. And you, as an artist, Wendy, you made her.
Yes,
correct?
She's made out of paper mache and real hair from a friend's wig and all kinds of other things I could find and hand tattooed ink on them.
Wow. That is something else. Now I'm very excited to see the rest of your work, having met Copper Woman. I can't wait to see. So tell us about the Day of the Dead art exhibit that's going to be happening at Mannheim Gallery starting on the 31st.
Okay, well, starting with Halloween's been my birthday since I was born. Amazing.
How about that?
Yeah. So I always thought people celebrated this time of year just for me, right, when I was little. It took a while for me to grow out of that, but I understand now and I accept that other people get to enjoy this holiday. But it's just been that, you know, how you have a memory somehow that of special occasions, and this time of year, fall in particular, is a favorite of mine. And having moved to the Southwest, it was kind of time to let go of the Pacific Northwest modes and move back into my Southwest roots. I'm from Southern California, so this is pretty natural for me. And I have gained other friends in the arts community, in particular Pat Mannheim with the Mannheim Gallery, and she's always encouraging us to come up with new ideas. And I said, well, let's do Day of the Dead. And there were enough of us that jumped on board for that we're going to try it out this year for the first time.
That is amazing. And what's that going to consist of? I keep seeing something about altars.
Well, several of us are making altars. We do have a couple of wall hangings. Sally Cross has got a couple of her skull images, one with Frida Kahlo, who is a well-known, renowned Mexican artist, and another one just of a Day of the Dead skull, very ornate. Joe Augustinelli is doing an altar for her cats, the past cats in her life. Another lady is doing one on her shoes.
Her shoes?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Her past shoes. So we have a variety of feelings. My altar, I was working on, I teach paper mache sculpting, which she is partially paper mache.
Wow.
So I was using a plastic shelf tower to demonstrate how you can use paper mache in doing home decor. And when the class was over, it was like maybe a third done, and I'm going, well, I should finish this. Get it out of the way and finish it. And as I did it, Day of the Dead came to mind, and I went, oh, this is my earth altar. So it started out as my earth altar for endangered species, and it has little frame pictures of all the Arizona species that are endangered or could be. And then it also became for roadkill. So it's now roadkill and endangered species.
That works. See, roadkill needs an altar too. You know, respect the roadkill.
That's right.
Those poor animals.
Not to laugh at death, but I just think my philosophy of death is that death is a part of life, and it's time we got back into the ritual of that.
Absolutely.
And the memories, because it's the memories that are important.
That is, and that's what Day of the Dead is. It's honoring those that have passed and celebrating the life that we have. I've always loved Day of the Dead.
Exactly. And then, of course, it blends in with the Celtic end of the harvest, which is known as the death of the season, and coming into the renewal season. So we're kind of at this point welcoming anybody's views on the renewal of life and death. What does that mean to you? It could be a pagan ritual. It could be Celtic. It could be Mexican, it could be any religion. This is, like I said, Copper Woman comes from a Pacific Northwest tribe. She's actually known as First Woman, which was the beginner of the humans onto the planet. But the beginning is also a part of the end. So we just want as many cultures. It's like a learning experience as well as a memory and a celebration and an honoring. And
well, that's very cool.
Letting go and coming back in with fresh.
Right. And not only that, it's a party.
It's a party. Yeah,
it's a great party.
We go down and we haunt Old Town first. I have friends, and we go scare all the little children first, and then we're going to invite them all to come back to the gallery to experience the altars and the artwork. We hope to have an open mic where we'll have some poetry and song. So we encourage people if they want to submit that too. And by the way, I think the deadline said the 22nd to submit artwork, but seeing as how I'm the one that has to put it all up, if you contact me by the 30th and you have a finished piece that you would like, if we have space, then we will fit it in.
Well, that's awesome. So it's a call to artists there. If you've got something that might work with the Day of the Dead themed art exhibit, you want to give her a call. Absolutely. 649-0130. Absolutely. Give Wendy a call and get your art in there. That sounds so great. So how the event is going to go, the exhibition starts on October 31st.
Yes, it'll start at 6 o'clock in the evening with an open house, and you're invited to come in, refreshments, and of course we'll have trick-or-treats for the kids.
Nice.
I've also been talking to William Eaton at Old Town Center for the Arts, which is Mannheim Gallery's neighbor. They're going to be having an event on as well that night, and so we're talking about stringing lights, so you'll be able to go back and forth between the two art locations and
very nice.
Figure out what's going on there. And then that'll probably go till about 8 o'clock, and we will have refreshments, goodies for the kids. I'm not sure if we'll have face painting because Riot does that, and they do a very good job of that.
Oh, very good.
And then of course the park festivities will be going on behind us in the Civic Park back there. I think I don't know how many people attend that, but it's packed.
A lot.
It's packed.
I know.
So the whole town will be celebrating, and then the actual art show will be up at the Mannheim through the month of November.
Right. Yeah, so if you're afraid to go out on Halloween night, you're afraid of running into Copper Woman, then you can check out the exhibit anytime through November. But yeah, the 31st is happening in historic Old Town Cottonwood. The street shuts down, all the people who have storefronts decorate and give out candy, and then we have the Mannheim Gallery and their wonderful Day of the Dead art exhibit, and of course the cultural center there. That's just amazing.
It is. The
great
whole
stuff.
town has a great, actually the whole area. I'm not sure about Camp Verde, but I know they have something going on, and Clarkdale always has a huge festival.
Yes, they do.
It's just a fun night to be out and get to know and see people, but do be safe.
Yeah,
Please
definitely.
be safe.
Definitely. You can check out the MannheimGallery.com. Great website, the MannheimGallery.com. You can give Wendy a call if you want to get your art in there, if you've got some inspiration, Day of the Dead style, or you just need some more information, anything like that. Otherwise, I'll see you October 31st.
That'll
be
so.
way too much fun. Wendy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jennifer.
That's awesome. Wendy Harford, who is the coordinator, which big long words, at the Day of the Dead art exhibit at the Mannheim Gallery. So we'll see you there. Don't go away because we'll be right back.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Now in the studio with us is Karen Murphy, who is the playwright and director for the Ghost Talk, which is coming up in Prescott. This is really exciting.
Yes.
Because the history involved, it's Arizona's history coming alive.
That is correct.
This is an amazing feat.
Yes, we've been doing it for 8 years, and each year we either add some new ones or we take some that we've done, because it's never the same show. Each year there's either 2 or 3 new stories, and then we haven't done some for a couple of years, and of course we use different actors and different ways that we stage them, different effects, and so by the time we're done it seems like it's a new story and people won't remember after it's been 2 or 3 years.
I bet. So this is happening at the Prescott Center for the Arts.
Correct.
And that, very cool. And you're doing that October 23rd 23rd and 24th. What time are show times?
On Friday night, they're at 6 and 7:30, and then on Saturday, we have a 6, a 7:30, and a 9. So there's 5 total performances over the 2 nights.
Wow, that's amazing. So would you describe it as a play?
Yes, it's a combination. I say it's kind of a little bit of a haunted house type of a concept mixed with traditional storytelling, melodrama, Shakespeare. We even have some musical numbers in it, so I say it's an ode to American musicals, and so it's a little bit of a hybrid of a lot of things.
Very cool. And the stories that you'll be telling about specific ghosts, now, are these factual ghosts that have perhaps haunted Prescott? Are these imaginative?
They're all based on either a true person or what I call folklore that's been passed down through the years, that sometimes you can't prove that that person was here, but you know, for hundreds of years they've been talking about this person's haunted this hotel or this building, and so the story kind of takes on a life of its own, which is kind of what urban legends are. But you know, that just shows you society has always liked to tell stories, and they catch on, and before you know it, people are claiming they're true. So, but ours are, there's folklore, there's urban legends, and there's actual true stories.
Wow, neat. And they have some pretty cool names too, these fellows. I saw a list of all the fellows who will be appearing that evening.
Yeah, we have the Dynamite Demon of Whiskey Row. He's the one that tried to blow up the old Cabinet Saloon when he got jealous that his girlfriend left him. Then we have the Bloody Bender's Bloodbath. They're one of the new ones. They're about this family of serial killers, and that's a true story from the 1870s that they killed like 11 people, and then when they went to capture them, they had vanished, and so they never were able to catch them. So our part of the story is true about all that they did in Kansas, but then the story was through the years, again, this is where urban legend comes in, all these different states were saying, oh, they're living here, you know, we've spotted them, and so Arizona was one of the ones, Utah, New Mexico, even Chicago, you know, all over the country, people were saying, oh, they're here because someone would get killed with a hammer, or because there were 4 of them. Well, it kind of Sweeney Toddish, because they would. The father would hit them on the back of the head with a hammer, then the daughter would slit their throat, then there was a trap door down into the basement, and they dropped the body down, the son would dismember them, and then the mom would plant them out in the garden. Is the true story.
That is totally Sweeney Todd.
Yes, very. So.
And it's a true story. How about that?
Well, that shows you human nature has not changed much. You know, I think we're a lot more civilized, but it's, you know, the killers and the crazy people are still in there. You know.
That's true. That never changes.
Yes.
Crazies are still out there. They were here in the 1800s. They're still here.
Yeah, so. Killers are still among us, unfortunately.
How interesting. How highly entertaining.
And it is. And that's the challenge, is coming up with different ways to present it too. So because they're not all, actually the Bender story is presented more like a stomp type of thing, because they're marching and coming in and they have their weapons, and it's almost verse-like, because I based it on the Lizzie Borden. If you remember, that was the 40 Whacks, you know, when she went after her, you know, dad and stepmother, and so it's, you know, they come in just marching and stomping, and you know, and their costumes are kind of an ode to Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because they have the bloody aprons. And
you're creative.
Yeah, well, yeah, we get crazy.
Oh, that is
talk about
so
crazy
amazing.
people. Yeah, we're the people that work on Ghost Stock.
That's something else. Boy, this sound, if this is right up your alley, go for it. This sounds really, really cool. So it's going to be happening, like I said, October 23rd and 24th. Right. Now, something very special about this is it's a benefit.
Correct. It's a fundraiser, and that's why it started. It used to be Ghost Walk at Charlotte Hall, and when they could no longer be the venue, the other 2 partners, we got together with West Yavapai Guidance Clinic Foundation and, of course, Prescott Center for the Arts, and we didn't want to have it stop, but the challenge was, how do you take something that had been outside on these grounds and translate it over into the theater? And that's when we came up with the concept of, well, it's kind of a haunted house. It's because we bring the people in, and the ghosts come out to them, whereas at Charlotte Hall, they'd walk the people around, and then, you know, they were kind of on the grounds. And so all along, the money has always gone for youth programs, both at West the pie and at ours. And we're real proud because it goes to the scholarship program that we have each year that kids compete like in music and visual arts even, theater, all that, and then they get scholarship money. And we're up to probably giving about $14,000 a year for these kids because it's a big thing. And so we're just, we're real proud of what we do because I know I like to work on it because I feel like youth, animals and kids to me are like, my soft spot, and I just feel like kids are our future. That's the only way to look at it is that if we don't spend time and make them special, what's that going to say for our future? So we're just real glad. So.
For sure. So what does it cost for a ticket?
It's $15 for adults and $12 for students, children type of thing, because it goes up to college age. We consider them students.
Okay. And then there are other ways to support the cause as well. You have raffles?
Yes. This I'm wearing, and this is by Gabby Gonzalez. We have blue jean jackets that a bunch of our artists in town have decorated, local artists. I'm wearing the t-shirt this year that we have for Week of the Dead because Ghost Talk is part of, our Week of the Dead. So we're selling those. Then we get a bunch of things like Disneyland tickets and local merchants give us tickets to restaurants and all that. So we have baskets because we have a costume contest out in the courtyard and all kinds of entertainment out there. So yeah, it's to make money. Yes, that's bottom line what we do. But of course, it's kind of nice because we get to do something creative and fun that we like.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
You are so awesome, Karen. Thank you for what you're doing.
Oh.
You've got such a handle on this. It's flowing out of you. It's just awesome.
And we have a gift. I brought a gift for you.
I
brought you some maggots.
Hooray!
One of our news stories this year is death by screwworms.
Really gross.
And the maggots we have maggot eaters who will be handing these out.
Really?
And so, so see, they're, and actually they are edible, See, I'm eating one right now. See,
I wish you could see these.
Yeah.
These are
maggots. I'm eating them. See, in my hand.
Okay. I'll let you. You want mine too?
Yeah. No, they're for you. See, there's little maggots.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, it's a gifty day. This is awesome. Well, make sure that you check out the Ghost Talk that is going on in Prescott at the Prescott Center for the Arts. See the legends come alive. You're going to check that out on October 23rd and 24th. Supports a wonderful cause. It's going to be way too much fun, so make sure you get there. We'll be right back, so don't go away.
I will not be news today. I will not make headlines by going through a bad girl phase where I get that bad girl haircut where they shave just one side of your head. And I will not bring a Komodo dragon as my +1 to an award show, even though that would be awesome. I'm Olivia Munn, and I will not be trending today because there's a much bigger story that needs to be heard.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with J.D. Maddie, who is the president of Astro Verde, the Amateur Astronomers Club here in the Verde Valley. J.D., thank you so much for joining us. That's so awesome.
Glad to be here. Yes.
Lots of stuff going on. I mean, we just had a major lunar eclipse.
Yes.
So I bet you guys were really busy with that.
Yes.
And the world didn't end.
And yes, and actually Saturday we were at Verde River Day and actually had over 600 people look through our solar telescopes. So that was really fun.
I bet.
Yes.
I bet.
Yes. And of course the eclipse come through as well.
Yeah, for sure. And then you've got International Astronomy Day.
Yes, that's coming up in a couple of weeks. I believe it is the
October
17th. Yes, October 17th.
Now, what is that?
Well, it's where communities and amateur clubs all over the world basically promote astronomy and amateur astronomy, promote it in the schools, on the street, with sidewalk astronomy, just try to get people looking up again. with the busy lives that everyone has these days and the bright lights in some of the cities. Unfortunately, we live in a fairly dark community, but in some of the cities, you just never have a chance to look up. So we try to get people to look up and enjoy the nighttime sky.
Yeah, this is gorgeous, especially here in the Verde Valley. We can see so much. What types of things are we seeing now if we look up in the sky?
Well, we're getting towards the ends of the summer Milky Way, which has right now is the Sagittarius and Scorpius and Ophiuchus and Libra regions, which are kind of in the south, and that's towards the center of our galaxy. If you're familiar with Sagittarius, the archer, it also forms an asterism of a teapot. So if you look up there and study the stars, it looks just like a teapot. And the teapot, as it goes across the southern horizon, will pour hot tea on the tail of the scorpion. And that's a little mythology from Scorpius the scorpion had killed Orion. So as his punishment, he was put up in opposite skies, opposite sides of the world of Orion. However, one of the goddesses thought she'd have a little fun with it and pour hot tea on the scorpion as he goes across the sky.
That's amazing. I didn't know the one about the hot tea.
Yes, but there again, that's the central part of our galaxy. So there's nebulas, clusters, exploded stars, just kind of a candy store for astronomers in the summertime.
Wow.
And Saturn is still visible in the sky right now. It's right between the constellations, or actually may still be in Libra, but it's heading kind of backpedaling a little bit towards the head of the Scorpion.
Wow. Too neat. And you just say that like, oh yeah, you're gonna, like you're talking about my backyard is really cool, there's a tree, and
Well, it's kind of the way it is for astronomers.
Yeah, I bet. I can see you're very, very passionate about it. How long have you been president of Astro Verde now?
Oh, quite a few years,
Yeah?
yes.
Oh, good.
It's been a fun job. I'm trying to always get someone to take my place, but they just kind of smile and say, no, you're doing a good job.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem. When you do a good job, everybody wants you to stay there.
Exactly, but it's fun. It's fun.
I bet.
And we do a lot of outreach, like the Verde River Day, and we have several events coming up that I wanted to tell you about.
Please.
This coming Saturday, in conjunction with the National Park Service, we'll be at Montezuma Well and have our solar telescopes, very similar to what we did at Verde River Days. We'll have them set up from 2 to 4 p.m. at the well.
Okay.
And then
that's October 4th?
3rd. Yeah,
October
this Saturday.
3rd.
So we usually do a star party later in the evening at Montezuma Well, but they decided they wanted to have a little change of venue, bring it a little closer to the community. So we're going to have our star party at Camp Verde High School Saturday evening.
On October 3rd?
Yes.
Okay.
And they'll have some festivities for the kids. They'll have a planet walk and some things of that nature. And you can go to the Well website and get all the details on it. But the stargazing will begin around 7 and end at 9 p.m.
Okay. And what else is going on?
Well, we do have a couple of other things coming up for the viewers. On October 8th and 9th, and this would be the evening of the 8th and the morning of the 9th, there's what's called the Draconid meteor shower. Now, I'm sure you know where Draco the dragon is located, right?
At one point I did.
Oh, okay. It's pretty easy to find. If you can find the Big Dipper, which right now the Big Dipper is on the kind of northwest, setting fairly early now. But Draco is a very long, winding constellation that goes between the Little Dipper, Polaris, and the Big Dipper. So it's pretty easy to find. So if you look up in those areas after sunset, and usually between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. are the best times to observe meteor showers.
Really? Oh, that's going to be so cool.
Yes.
That's going to be happening in our northwestern sky.
Correct. Pretty much basically north. So if you know where north is, this is pretty much where it's going to occur. That's called the radiant. Still, you'll have meteors occur anywhere in the sky, but that's where the radiant is, or where they kind of come from, or
really
what
neat.
It seems like. And then another meteor shower, which is probably a little more popular, called the Orionids. That will be on the evening of the 21st and the morning of the 22nd is the peak. You can see meteor showers usually a few days before and a few days after, but the peaks are what usually I try to get people to go out and observe with. Orionids, though, you really need to be up after midnight and stay out till about 4 a.m. So it's more of an early morning meteor shower.
Neat.
At 4 a.m., the Orion constellation is pretty much due south in the sky.
Okay.
So that should be a fairly decent meteor shower as well.
I bet. Now, what's the difference between a meteor and a falling star?
Same thing.
Okay.
Basically the same thing.
So
It's a little bit of dust that hits our atmosphere going at anywhere from 40 to 50 to 1,000 miles an hour. And it's the friction of the atmosphere that causes the small piece of dust or small rock to turn into plasma and give you that little bright streak of light.
Sure. Wow, that's neat. And I notice here in the Verde Valley, especially the past couple of weeks, I've looked up at night and seen lots of falling stars.
Yes.
Recently. Is that just normal, or has there been something going on around this time
there's pretty
of year?
much a meteor shower every month, or maybe even a couple of them
Really?
a month. But most of them are fairly faint and weak, but on occasion they will produce what we call fireballs and some really bright meteors.
Wow.
Just about any time you go out and look, and people ask me all the time, well, what do you have to do to see a meteor? And I say, just get you a towel or a blanket, lay it on the ground, and look up.
Yep, really. Got to look up. See,
Exactly.
Here's the point of the Astro Verde. Look up.
I'm always looking in the telescope, and somebody will go, wow! And of course, it's gone by the time you have a look.
Yeah, it's that way with my daughter. Did you see that, Mommy? Like, where? What? Did you see that one, Mommy? I was like, oh, no, I keep missing everything.
I know.
Well, JD, thank you so much for coming on board
sure.
and telling us all that great
It's been
stuff.
quite a joy.
Yeah, it's
and I
been
hope to see
wonderful
some
to
of
have
y'all
you.
out at our star parties coming up.
Yes, absolutely. Check out astroverde.org. Astroverde.org. That gets you to the main website. Beautiful website.
Yeah, oh, thank you.
Great information. Everything you could need to know and more, and plus info on where to find JD next. So you're a cool guy. Thank you for coming on the show.
Certainly.
We'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now out here in Cornville at Connections Equine Therapy. This is an absolutely gorgeous facility, and I have with me Andrea Baldwin, who is the founder and director of the wonderful therapeutic riding program down here. You do an amazing
Thank you.
Amazing thing.
It's not just me. We've had over 60,000 volunteer hours since this was established.
I bet.
So without the community support, this couldn't look like this or be like this, or we couldn't accomplish our goals.
So thank you to the volunteers. We'll throw that right out
there. Yes.
Now tell us a little bit about what you do here at Connections.
Well, we have a dual program. We do therapeutic riding, which most people know about. We're using the movement of the horse to achieve cognitive and physical benefits. For instance, if you have cerebral palsy, the muscles constrict. So the movement of the horse is like a very unique kind of massage. And when we go to put a client on the horse with cerebral palsy, their limbs can be quite contracted. A lot of them are affected in the legs. When they get off the horse, there's an amazing difference.
Wow.
It also works on balance.
Right.
So I've been trained to work with about 62 different disabilities, some of them well known like autism and cerebral palsy and MS, some of them not so well known like Willie Prater syndrome, Smith-Magenis.
Wow.
Those are very rare syndromes in clients. And so we adapt everything for identifying, are we focusing on cognitive needs, maybe sequencing, following instructions. We work a lot with autism. As you know, the statistics on children being born with autism are off the charts.
Right.
I think it's 1 in 4 now. And early intervention. I think the other thing that we find in the therapeutic riding is a lot of children that we get, and our oldest client, by the way, is 94.
All right.
So everyone expects children, but it benefits, you know, people that have had strokes. And so our children, when they come in, they've had, and some of our adults, a lot of therapy, and they're kind of burned out. So this is that old saying that a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. They don't really realize they're getting therapy.
Sure.
And so it's something new. I think if you could imagine with our therapeutic clients that what your life would be if you were different.
Right.
And you had limitations, physically or mentally. I don't think we can underestimate what hope that you can accomplish more does, but self-esteem.
Sure.
Because they are so empowered when they're on a horse, or maybe they have friends that have never ridden a horse. So they become really willing to work with us. The other part of the program is, we call it equine assisted. And we do equine assisted psychotherapy, which is a team approach that we have therapists that I co-facilitate with. I'm also licensed with the international organization. And that's a mental health program. And if you would see it, it's easy to see. It's hard to describe. It's not about riding. It's not about teaching. It's about the horses being mirrors of that client's life. They don't treat any two people the same. And the approach is really simple. It's empowering. It's about giving people a task. Say, move the horse once around the arena. The rules are no touching and no bribing.
Oh, shucks, no bribing. I'm out.
Just took away women's favorite thing, didn't we? Touching and bribing.
But how empowering is that? I mean, you know, horses, they weigh 1,000 pounds. And to be someone with maybe a few difficulties and say, I just moved that 1,000-pound animal.
For
in the
instance,
circle.
you've had a great loss, so you're suffering depression.
Right.
How do you move out of that? So we might say, okay, do mutual choosing, and we'll have several horses. And you're going to see which horse, and they actually do volunteer to work with people. Wow. I have one that specializes in eating disorders. You can, the minute he picks somebody, you kind of know there's a problem. Wow. And he's been doing it 16 years, so he's got a good batting average. Wow. But, so we would say, okay, it's all metaphoric. And the other thing, it's a discovery process of, we're all habitual. So we're looking to help the participants identify their patterns. Patterns, anything that occurs 3 or more times. So what is their approach to getting this horse to move? And we're going to call that horse depression. Where do you want depression to go?
Wow.
And then we're going to help them analyze what worked, what didn't work, because very seldom do people not have some success. If they don't, that's okay too, because they're going to come back and they may need to go home and think about that.
Wow. That is amazing. It's so multi-layered. There's no way we can even scratch the surface on all the amazing programs that you do. If you go to connectionsaz.com, you'll see a list of the programs, lots of information, beautiful pictures of the horses, and discuss wonderful things about volunteering. Volunteer!
And donating.
Definitely.
Because we're an organization that we have no state or federal funding.
I know.
This entire program.
Yeah, and eat like a horse is no joke. Horses eat a lot and they cost a lot of money. So check out connectionsaz.com. You'll see everything that Andrea has done over the past 15 years here. Beautiful program. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and I can see you're so passionate about it. It's really great. And thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
Good. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I've got the evidence that you were here. All of those things that you left behind when you disappeared. I got your toothbrush, your pillow, and your fancy underwear. But none of these things make sense if I can't prove the existence of your Sasquatch heart. Well, you come around when you feel like coming round. You bring me passion so hot. When you leave, it's hard to cool down, 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 down. So I'm gathering all the clues I can find, and I'm on the chase to find the hiding place of your Sasquatch heart. Yeah, your Sasquatch heart. People say I'm so young and naive, but I don't care what they say when it comes to you, baby. I believe, I believe. I know you've got your reasons to hide. You've been hurt before, but baby, I'm not that guy. No, I won't let you down. I'll make you cry, and I'm gonna tell the world I'm in love with a beautiful girl with a Sasquatch heart.
Very nice. PK Gregory, everyone. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Not too many songs where you hear fancy underwear and Sasquatch in the same song.
Heretofore unheard of combination. I'll tell you that song, I should point out, and just for clarity, that by Sasquatch I mean hidden and elusive, not large and hairy.
Good point. Thank you for clearing that up. And that's from your newly released CD.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
yep.
which is very
4 chords and a damn lie.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's pretty special.
Yeah, it's good to get it out there. It's been about 5 years since my previous release, so it really was a long time coming.
All right, excellent. Now, I have to commend you because you do the job of at least 3 people, if not 4. I'm kind of waffling about that.
Right.
I mean, you've got the foot percussion going. You have your harmonica set up there. This is all very, very cool. Of course, you're an amazing guitarist, but you're doing that amazingly well and all this other stuff at the same time. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, I sometimes introduce myself as the PK Gregory Trio. Which is just confusing from the matter even further, but
it suits your personality for sure. Now, describe to us what's going on here. Have you made these foot percussion items yourself?
Yeah, these developed over time. I started with a simple, like a stomp, what they call like a stomp box. It just makes a thumping sound as you stomp on it. I built like 6 of those, trying to find the right sound, everything like that. And experimented around with tambourines and stuff that I could step on and make noise with. And I went through so many permutations of everything. I wish I had like kept all those items. I could put them, in the PK Gregory Museum or something.
Exactly.
But eventually I settled on this, and I really like this setup. It's just an old suitcase. A lot of players actually use these. We were talking about Shaky Graves earlier. He uses a suitcase drum.
Suitcase drum.
Yeah, it's just an old plastic suitcase from the 70s. I think it's really cool because it's a Sky King suitcase.
Oh, there you go.
It seems meaningful.
Very much.
But I've attached a tambourine to the top, so I get that.
Wow.
This other item over here is a snare drum that I built to be played with a foot.
Wow.
Yeah, that was just a little labor of love. I wanted to have the snap of a snare drum, but I didn't want to use. I tried using an actual snare drum for a while that I mounted in a bracket, but the way it was all configured, it was a little too much like a gunshot to the face for the audience. It was really loud. So I built this one designed to be a little quieter, but it can also be mic'd up if I'm playing outdoors or something.
That's really something. Yeah. That is quite the setup.
The rest of it is just it's coordination.
A lot, yeah, just coordination. I mean, that's not just coordination. That's coordination and talent and a whole lot of everything else. So that's pretty amazing. And on your CD, do you have any other musicians come in, or is it just you?
No, it's all me. I recorded the CD to try to capture as much of a live performance feel as I could, while adding a few refinements, like harmony vocals and things like that. A couple of gratuitous guitar solos and things like that. But for the most part, it comes off kind of the way I sound live.
That's great, which is awesome. PKGregory.com, very simple, PKGregory.com. Check that out. Now, what's the next song you're going to play for us?
I was going to do Zombie Killing Girl because that's one of my most requested tunes.
I bet it is. Yeah. I bet it is. And where do you get your inspiration for your lyrics? They're pretty off the wall.
I don't really like to write about the typical subjects, I mean, I like to say I write love songs, but, they're all love songs, but they're not your typical love song.
A little twisted.
A little twist in there. Zombie Killing Girl came about basically with the first line. It's "She left Broken Arrow with nothing but a smile," and Broken Arrow is a town in Oklahoma, which is I'm sort of from Oklahoma. Broken Arrow is just kind of like a bedroom community of Tulsa, and I started thinking about what that line meant, and then the next line, she saw the fires in the rearview mirror burning out. So what does she do? What has she done? She's she's leaving town in a hurry, right? And she's either escaping some kind of Armageddon type scenario or zombies, and or both. And so from there, it just flowed out of that.
Very cool. Storyteller, master storyteller, PK Gregory. Check him out, pkgregory.com. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Both of these songs are on the new record as well.
Yes, they are. So. 4 chords and a damn lie.
4 chords and a damn lie.
I like to say that. That's kind of fun. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you for watching the Verde Valley Experience. Check us out on YouTube/Verde Valley Experience if you've missed anything or you would like to see PK again. And then we'll see you next time.
nothing but a smile and a rainbow hanging from her radio dial. Saw a wheel inside of a wheel, and she put that pedal down. Watch the fire in her rearview mirror burning out. Her riding shotgun is a shotgun and a big box of shells. If they come for her again, she's gonna blow them back to hell like a stone chilling, a zombie killing girl. She rolls down the window and rolls a cigarette, scrapes the dried blood off a past she can't forget. Well, it started back some years ago when she was just 15, and her brother, he started acting kind of strange and mean. Well, it's hard to pull the trigger on someone that you know, but when those walls close in, well, you know, someone's got to go. Then your brain drilling, stone cold chilling, blood, guts, and spinal fluid spilling, zombie killing girl. It was her sister. She made a mom fondue. Then her dad came home for dinner and brought the neighbors too. Then it just spread like wildfire, infected the whole town. Everyone started mumbling and stumbling around. Well, she had a man that she loved, but those bastards got him too. So she had to kill him all. What else a good girl to do when your brain drilling, stone cold chilling, blood and guts and spinal fluid spilling, zombie killing girl. Sharp blow to the brainstem, a dealing, zombie killing girl. Now she's got dreams in her heart and a nightmare running those blues away. She's got brains in her head, yeah, and that's right where they're gonna stay. Now she's a brain drilling, stone cold chilling, blood and guts and spinal fluid spilling, a point blank romancing girl. She's my freewheeling, the blood on the ceiling, sharp blow to the brainstem, a dealing, zombie killing.